Guys, the GPU market is so bad, we had to buy an RTX 3060 off of Temu.
And you know what? It showed up and it's real. That's normally not what you get with Temu. Normally you get scam items, but today you might actually have a real GPU that you could buy in the midst of the shortages we're dealing with. But is it a good idea? We're about to open up and find out after a word from today's sponsor.
As a PC gamer, there is only one place on this earth that satisfies my craving for PC deals, and that's today's video sponsor, Micro Center. For the month of April, Micro Center is running their Apple sales event where you can save money on a wide range of Apple products, like the new M4 Mac Mini for only $499. Those M4 chips are super powerful. Micro Center also offers a GPU trade-in program for GPUs purchased through Micro Center to get an offer towards a shiny new GPU for your gaming PC, and even help you recycle your old tech or donate to somebody in need. Lastly, with all the changes happening in the tech world right now, it might be hard to keep up. You can check out Micro Center News to stay up to date on all the latest announcements and launches. Guys, if you haven't found your closest Micro Center yet and traveled on up to give it a shot, you were missing out. Find your closest Micro Center and more by using the links in the description down below. And big thanks again to Micro Center for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to the video, shall we?
So we got really close to doing the all Temu gaming PC. It's been a dream of mine. I go to bed and I think about it all the time. I just lay there and think of the all Temu gaming PC. But all jokes aside, we had everything ordered, including this graphics card for the all Temu PC. But then the motherboard order got canceled, and the CPU we got, which was a Ryzen CPU, spoiler, we cannot find another Ryzen motherboard on Temu at all. And you guys voted that we should just wait no matter what and get the motherboard eventually. I don't know how long that's gonna be. It could be Christmas by the time that happens, but we're gonna wait, and in the meantime, we're gonna show you guys one of the parts we got, which is this RTX 3060 12 gig, so we can at least get a little bit of return on our investment for all the money we spent on Temu, because we definitely overpaid for this card.
Yeah, and this is just a Yeston 3060. If you didn't know, Yeston's actually a fairly named brand. It's just not typically sold a ton here in the US, but we are starting to see them kind of pop up here. And it is a real 3060. It's not some like weird, caveat 2048 stream processor or anything. And it comes in a really fun box.
So we paid $290 for this graphics card, which I will say is not great at all. We were just talking about on Jawa. I don't think they're the sponsor of this video, but Jawa was selling a bunch of used 3060, I think 8 and 12 gigs for around $200, which is actually a pretty good value. But when we take into account the fact that the 4060 is impossible to get, and the 3060 12 gig is very close to the 4060, I guess it makes that a little bit better, but still, let's unbox this thing and see what it looks like, and then we'll talk about how we're gonna test it. So we think it's Gaia, the Yeston Gaia graphics card, and this is a bonus.
Get rid of the card.
It comes with stickers. You know what? It's already a good deal now.
Look at that. A little,
That's a cute sticker. I like that one. The little graphics card with the rocket.
Like it's taken off.
I love it.
This one's pretty epic looking. And then they give us a 3-year warranty card. I don't know what that warranty entails because I can't read it. There's a phone number though, so I could call. Or they have a website, yeston.net/warranty.
We got WeChat also right here. So we talked to Yeston. So I guess that's cool because obviously if you're buying this through Temu, I wouldn't trust Temu to warranty this in the long run. So it's good to see you at least have some sort of manufacturer warranty.
I would trust Yeston though, because I mean they got Yes in the name.
And they got waifu cards. The waifu cards are great.
All right, so I mean, it's funny because looking at this card, if you didn't know a lot about PCs, you'd probably look at this and you would think this is a fake card.
The back looks so...
It's this, and like, yeah, the back's really plain. Aluminum though, so aluminum backplate. Heatsink.
Design.
Interesting.
It
has Yeston. Let's take off.
Let's take the peel off.
Take off the peel.
It's a 2-fan design. One of the fans has like a split going down the middle, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's a weird design choice. I mean, the whole card's kind of wavy though. Like it's not square or rectangular.
Yeah, just standard 2-fan design, which is kind of what I expect from a 3060 12 gig. Which, by the way, this is an LHR, a low hash rate model, which,
who cares?
Who cares about that anymore? I mean, that doesn't really matter too much.
All right, so yeah, 2-fan design. Fans feel pretty good. We get 4 displays, so 3 DisplayPort, 1 HDMI. This is a Gen 4x16 card. See if this back anything weird. RTX 3060 12 gig GDDR6. No, nothing.
It is a very
strange.
Big
it looks
sticker.
like you just peel it off, but then you're like,
what is this thing?
I guess you have that. Yeah, it says PG 190A black.
Yep.
12 gig.
Sounds about right. And what, it takes a single 8-pin for power?
Single 8-pin for power. So everything about it's normal RTX 3060. It's not super small. It's not super big. These cards can come in single lane cards. So I'm glad we didn't pay $290 for a single fan card.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been great. But hey, we got this graphics card, and in the midst of the market right now, we might as well test all the weird ones we can get our hands on. So let's talk about our test bench that we're going to test this graphics card in the latest titles, and then we'll dive into some testing and see if there's anything weird about it that we should be concerned about, like temperatures, instability, or stuff like that.
To go over the specs of the test bench, we have the Ryzen 7 7700X that is an 8-core 16-thread with a large tower cooler cooling it. We also have 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM at 6000 MHz in dual channel. This test bench is packed with storage as well with a 4TB Lexar Gen 4 NVMe SSD. We have an Asus ROG Strix B650 Wi-Fi motherboard. We have a 1200 watt 80 plus gold fully modular power supply, all inside of a pretty high airflow full ATX case. Alright guys, so now that we talked about the test bench, we talked about our Yeston 3060, we're going to combine the two and we're going to get to gaming.
What's this smell?
Does it smell like waifu?
Normally they put perfume in their cars, not this one.
Oh.
Alright gamers, now that we realize we didn't get scammed with this RTX 3060 from Temu and it's actually a real thing, let's play some games on it and see what it can do. The games we decided to test are as follows. We have Marvel Rivals, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Spider-Man 2, and Black Myth Wukong. Let's kick things off with a little Marvel Rivals. 1080p medium settings with no upscaling, got an average of 90 to 100 FPS. The 3060 12GB is definitely no slouch. It's kind of funny, the generational jump from the 3060 to the 4060 wasn't that major, and even running no DLSS and having that 12GB of VRAM helps us out at 1080p gaming with this GPU. Now this video isn't focused on the 3060 12GB as a whole, it's more focused on this specific Yeston model from Temu, and so far the temperatures are looking pretty good, no major issues, and we're running comfortably at a good 90 to 100 FPS. So far no major red flags on this graphics card, it's actually running like a legit 3060 12GB, and that's what we can hope for. Next up, we'll try some Call of Duty Warzone, where we had some issues here, which may or may not appear on camera. McAllister, you can confirm down below with some text. There are some points running balance settings native where we're getting 80 to 90 FPS, but we were starting to get some flickering black screens. It may or may not pop up on our recording here, but my monitor was going in and out every so often. And the reason I'm not super concerned about this is all the other games did not show this behavior, and also our capture card tends to do this sometimes with certain GPUs. Some GPUs just don't like our capture card. So again, little buyers beware when it comes to this graphics card because of this issue, but it very well could be just our capture card causing it. But when it was working just fine, 80 to 90 FPS, and across all the other games we tested, we didn't see this behavior anymore. Of course, we had to test Fortnite, which obviously I got to get the disclaimer out there. Fortnite is a much more CPU-bound game, but we are running DX12 on 1080p performance settings, far view distance and low textures, which allows this game to really push the GPU a bit more, and we're getting good performance at 1080p, getting 200 plus FPS, not getting those black screens like we were in Call of Duty Warzone, so this was a good sign that it was just maybe a Call of Duty thing. I mean, Call of Duty is just a broken game right now anyways, let's be honest. But Fortnite runs great when paired with a proper CPU. If you were to pick up this 3060 12GB, I would say you'd pair it with something like an i5 12400F from Intel. If you're wanting a budget new option, 5600X is also a good option from AMD. The cap I would go for price performance would be a Ryzen 5 7600X or maybe like a 13600KF, something like that from Intel. So those would be the best value options for this GPU. But pairing it with the CPU we're doing right now, we're seeing the maximum potential here, and in a game like Fortnite, getting good results. Now that we finished all the esports shooter titles, let's dive into some more demanding games. We got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, 1080p high settings native. We got 70 to 80 FPS. This is a VRAM hungry game that really likes having that extra 12 gigs of VRAM, and even running 1080p high settings native, getting 60 FPS plus, where 60 FPS is the goal here. We're getting a good playable experience, and you can even throw on DLSS and add some ray tracing if you want to even improve your gaming experience if you're okay with DLSS. Now let's talk Spider-Man 2, 1080p high settings, we're on an average of 70 to 80 FPS. Temperatures were really good here as well. This was the game we played the longest in this benchmark run, and we got about 69 degrees Celsius max load with this GPU at 99% usage. So temperatures with this Yeston model are fine. They're adequate. They work just fine in any sort of micro ATX or full-size case that has plenty of airflow. So really, this cooler design is good. It's fine. Yeston made a good graphics card here, which really isn't a surprise to me because Yeston has been making really good graphics cards for a while. It's just really weird that this model we've never seen before is on Temu. So, you know, the fact that it's on Temu and we're able to get it and it performs well is actually a good sign. And lastly, we ran the built-in benchmark tool on Black Myth Wukong, 1080p high settings with no upscaling, and this really hurt the 3060 12GB, getting an average of 42 FPS, a max of 48, and a minimum of 15. Wukong is one of those games, unless you have a really high-end GPU, you're gonna be running some DLSS here, and you're gonna want to do that on lower details. So again, this is not a surprise here. This is what a 3060 3060 12 gig would normally get, but it is just to show you that this GPU at the price point we paid may not be the best price performance option when it comes to games like Black Myth Wukong. So in conclusion, the GPU market right now, well, it's no surprise it is absolutely messed up. PC hardware is just getting more and more expensive, and if you can find this GPU for $290, I'm not saying it's the best price performance option, but when you're someone who might be considering a 4060, even though I normally recommend people stay away from the 4060, just buy an RX 7600. It's way better than any of the options I'm recommending. But most of you guys will not listen to me because you just want an NVIDIA GPU. A 3060 12 gig, whether it's from Temu, AliExpress, Amazon, something like that, could be a more viable option. Used market as well would be one to look at, but this specific model from Temu seems to be working pretty good. I would just be a little weary about those black screens. Again, could be just a capture card issue, but I always like to present all the stuff we have happening throughout this video. And hopefully in the near future, when we finally get the last part we need for an all Temu gaming PC, we could fully test this thing again and let you all know if this GPU is still holding up in the long run. But in the short term, it is a working 3060 12 gig, which is better than I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, pretty cool to test a graphics card from Temu. That's not an absolute scam. Let's go ahead and bring Jackson back in here and wrap this video up real quick.
So we just got done benchmarking our 3060, and we're happy to say it performed like a 3060. You would hope that for the price that we paid for it. Temps were pretty decent for a 2-fan card. No real major issues, minus one that may have been our capture card. We had a little bit of a black screen, but honestly, Call of Duty breaks all the time.
It is Call of Duty, so I mean, you guys know down below that Call of Duty is definitely a game that causes a lot of problems on graphics cards, but all in all, I mean, it works. Given the current market right now, and I have looked up, this card is a little bit harder to find right now at $290. Given the current market, this is like a okay deal, but I would say I would definitely be looking more on the used market if you are actually looking for a 3060 12 gig, because you can find them for 200, 220 bucks. But it was cool to see that Temu now has a legit graphics card offering. And if you guys want to shop on Temu for a graphics card, it won't be an affiliate link, but leave a link down below. You can do some deal hunting. And if you guys do find an AM4 motherboard, go to discord.gg/toastybros, spam me and send it. I don't care how long it takes. I am going to get an AM4 motherboard to complete this build. It is my life's journey. If you guys enjoyed this video, let us know down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
So once this GPU ends up in an all Temu PC, it will likely be for sale at PCBros.tech, because if you didn't know, we typically sell most of the things you see on the channel.
At great prices, PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later.